Hey there, we're Kurt and Kristen, and welcome to the Liberty Spenders podcast. With our deep expertise in political strategy and a passion for the politically conservative and faith-based market, we're here to guide you into tapping into this $5 trillion opportunity. Having worked on high-profile campaigns like Donald Trump's 2016 run, we're excited to share our data-driven insights and the 5 Ps process to help you authentically connect with this loyal and lucrative audience.
Join us as we explore real-world examples, reveal game-changing strategies, and provide you with the tools to accelerate your business growth in this powerful market. If you're ready to unlock the potential of the Liberty Spender audience, hit that subscribe button and let's embark on this journey together.
Welcome to the Liberty Spenders podcast. We are Kurt and Kristen Luthart, your hosts and co-founders of the Prosper Group, which is a marketing agency that's helped elect 14 governors, 15 U.S. senators, 1 president, and over 100 members of Congress. And now, in addition to helping political candidates get elected, we are also helping your business get elected by teaching you how to connect and market to high-value audience we call Liberty Spenders. Now, Liberty Spenders is a group of up to 40% of the country who are politically conservative or faith-motivated consumers who are looking for businesses that align with their values.
Today, we're going to focus on talking about our proprietary 5P system that's essential for success in building your business with these Liberty Spenders. Our 5Ps are people, positioning, passion, proof, and product rollout plan. So let's dive right into it. First P is people. And we believe fundamentally that to work with Liberty Spenders, you have to understand them first, what motivates them, what they truly care about, and the language that speaks to them. But let's briefly take a moment and define what we're actually talking about. Our Liberty Spenders are politically conservative or faith-motivated customers who are significantly more likely to engage with your business as a customer if they know that you align with their values.
Yeah, and like I said, the audience is up to 40% of the country at some level, but really the extremely motivated crowd is 32 million politically conservative consumers. And then there's also 41 million faith-driven consumers that we have identified. There's some overlap there, but that's really what we're talking about is this highly engaged audience. And when we work with you, we first take some time to do a deep dive with you into who these people are, also examine who your existing customers are. And what's interesting is we find that a lot of the clients that we work with, they're surprised to find out that they already have a significant number of these customers in-house. Some pay for the entire engagement with us just by getting more money out of existing companies or out of existing customers, or they find a way to convert leads that had died off. We'll be going into more detail on the Liberty Spenders audience in general in an upcoming episode. But that's that's the first P.
Yeah. Next P is positioning. And we like to use the statement, you reflect to connect. Mm-hmm. We break down with people their positioning options for their business based on one of our strategic paths to position their company for success and to ensure they get picked over their competition. And those 3 positioning paths are market fit, issue, and ideology. It's what we call them. We define each here. Let's do that. And do an example for each one of them.
Sure. Market fit's the first one. These companies really have a great product or service that is a true market fit, which just means that it resonates with the audience. Many don't even talk politics, so you don't have to be political in nature in your messaging or marketing. A great example of this is Agora Financial. They sell financial services, gold, metals, financial newsletters, survival products. And they absolutely love our audiences. We do a lot of business with them. They send emails for all sorts of things that are geared towards a conservative or things that Liberty Spenders are already buying. And so again, their content's not political in nature, but they're speaking directly to the concerns and desires of this Liberty Spenders audience. So it's really important, I think, to recognize right off the bat that there are opportunities for businesses who fit this category, and you don't have to feel like you have to change your marketing necessarily. It's just understanding what moves this audience and how we can connect you with them.
The second position, we like to call it issue-based. Best example, probably best known in the market, is Black Rifle Coffee Company. And issue positioning is all about finding something that matters to our Liberty Spender audience. For Black Rifle Coffee Company, it's its support of veterans in the military. It's obvious love of the Second Amendment. For a company like Chick-fil-A or Hobby Lobby, it's just about offering Sundays off to their employees, which frankly nobody does these days. Or Every Life Diapers, which support crisis pregnancy centers for women in difficult pregnancies. After they discovered, I think the founder discovered, that Pampers was donating money to Planned Parenthood that pays for abortions. And so they were able to identify an issue that would benefit and be meaningful to them and help them to approach this market. The other position is an ideology fit. This is companies who are really all in with their sort of ideological messaging and marketing. Patriot Mobile is probably the best example of this. Patriot Mobile takes a percentage of their revenue and donates it directly to Republican or conservative candidates. They market themselves as America's only Christian and conservative wireless provider, so it's really in your face.
That's right on the nose. That leaves no room for doubt. So what's important, I think, that we want to share with this in this section or this P of our process is just that every company we work with goes through this process with us, and we help them position in a way that's not only unique to them, but authentic to who they are and what feels right and feels comfortable. So that's something that we take seriously and we help guide you through.
Now, getting your positioning perfect is really just the first part of our strategy. You also need to get into our third P, which is passion. You have to tell a passionate story that connects with our audience. Mm-hmm. This audience is highly coveted. They spend a lot of money. They see a lot of marketing messages, frankly, just like all of us do. And you still have to break through. And I believe that each passionate story has to have three elements. It needs to be unique. It needs to be authentic and real. And it needs to be emotional. A couple examples of companies I think do really well with this are Strive Asset Management in Ohio. They do this by talking about ESG. They compare themselves to alternatives like BlackRock, which invests a large portion of their client money in funds that they support. They support an ESG agenda. And Strive's messaging is, we're here to maximize your asset return, not to pursue our political agenda or our woke political agenda with your money. And that's a passionate story that really gets people moving in our space. And it's unique, it's authentic and real for them, and it's very emotional for a lot of folks. There's another great one out of Oklahoma called Old Glory Bank. Mm-hmm. And they position themselves as a bank that fights against cancel culture, as some organizations found that they were debanked. They couldn't. Stripe wouldn't let them. Yeah, Stripe would not let them process credit card contributions because they weren't pursuing the kind of woke agenda that Stripe was supporting. Old Glory Bank says, look, we'll be a bank that promises if you're in a legal business, if you're doing stuff that is perfectly legal, we're going to keep you banked with our company. And again, those are just good examples of somebody who's tapping into a passionate story and a message.
Yeah, and this is really where we can bring our talents to bear. We'll help you develop this passionate story along with our team. We'll work closely with you to pull out items in your origin story. Maybe it's your product features or even in the way you treat your employees that will connect with our audience. And again, we want to make sure this fits right for you, but we do this all the time in our political world, and we're excited to help you do that as well.
The fourth P is proof. Mm-hmm. Now, we come from political marketing.
I like this one.
Yes. So we believe in testing and proving something works before spending money on it. That's the kind of thing that can really save you a lot of money and a lot of grief. And we believe only truly arrogant people rely only on their gut. And too often, that's the way marketing firms operate. So you want to put your messaging in front of your audience in a controlled environment to validate it, reduce your risk. And one of the proof things we recommend doing is some online message testing. Let's take your positioning, let's take your passionate story, let's put it in front of our audience in an online message testing environment. We're going to do a whole episode on this with a firm called G2 Analytics, so stay tuned.
Yeah, and for those we work with, we really throw this step in as part of our engagement. And it is expensive. It costs us, I think, nearly $20,000. But it's worth it to ensure for the client that they've positioned themselves right and they've told the right passionate story. And as Kurt said, we just really believe in reducing financial risk by proving that something you've built, it works before you make any significant financial investment. Again, we do this in politics all the time. We know this audience well and know what works. But also in politics, there's no second place. So we really want to get this right. You either win or you don't. And we're here to guide you and open up this world for you.
So our final P, we're there in this is to market the product properly with a good product rollout plan. And that's incredibly important in this space and with this audience. There's a whole underground ecosystem of conservative and faith-based media that's just not on the radar of your typical marketing firm. There are radio shows, TV shows, whole TV networks, social media influencers, print publication, Christian and political business organization, churches and church networks, conferences and conventions, listservs, Facebook pages and groups, and the list goes on and on and on and on. And you want to get this right.
You need to take a breath. And if you don't get this P right, you really could still lose, even if you got the other ones together. So it's just equally important. And it's another area where we really like to set up our clients for success. We have our own curated audiences. Like I said, we've mentioned before, of at least 32 million Liberty spenders that we often allow our clients to access if they've covered the other steps with us and we think they're going to have some success. And it's a great way to generate early success. And we can really Sherpa people through this ecosystem. Interestingly enough, it's actually how Kurt and I first met. I organized a trip to Washington, D.C. when we were in college to a large annual gathering of conservatives. It still goes on, but I mean, this is something that we know very well and can help you with.
So we really hope this episode gives people the groundwork they need to start thinking about marketing to this lucrative audience. I know we barely touched on some of the top line information, but we're going to do a whole series of episodes where we're going to dive deep into each one of these steps as many times in the next, well, who knows, months, years. And we really want to help you tap into what's possible.
Yeah, and I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. Again, we know this is brief, but we wanted to explain to you our very proprietary 5P strategy. If you like this episode, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you can get the rest of them coming up. And if you want to know more, please check out libertyspenders.com. We've got the great Liberty Access Multiplier AI tool there for you. It's pretty amazing. It'll ask you questions, make recommendations, and even generate some cool video and audio from AI version Kurt and Kristen. So check it out, libertyspenders.com. And again, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
See you next time.